Who would have thought that it wouldn't be Batman, it wouldn't even be Superman, that would save us all? Welcome back, people of everywhere, for another session of R&R, and this time we are going to be talking about Wonder Woman. That's lame. I'm sorry. That was really lame. Wonder Woman is the fourth installment in the DC Extended Universe, starting with Man of Steel, and then Batman vs. Superman, and then Suicide Squad. It started off strongly with Man of Steel, but then afterwards it just kind of kept going down. We thought we were going to get a bit of more of an up with Suicide Squad, but even that was kind of subpar. So Wonder Woman had to be very, very good for anyone to still have any faith at all in this universe. And I am happy to tell you that it did its job and did it damn well. Wonder Woman is directed by Patty Jenkins and stars Gal Gadot, or Gal Gadot, however you want to say it. I'm going to say Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. And the brief glimpse we got of her as Wonder Woman in BVS was one of the shining spots in that whole really disaster of a movie. And right here, once again, we see that she was the perfect casting for Diana. The whole movie is essentially a flashback after, in the present day, Bruce Wayne asks if he can know her story. Well, she basically just tells him to screw off and tells us instead. And what we see is how she came from her island, Themyscira, I'm pretty sure is how you say it. I just saw it yesterday and I can't even remember. Something like that. It shows her growing up on that island and wanting to be trained as a warrior. And her mother is just like, nope, not happening. Sorry, kid. Not gonna happen. But she does it anyway. And she becomes one of the strongest warriors on her island. And she grows up hearing these stories of Ares and Zeus and how everything about the Amazons, what they are called, came to be, and how they are not allowed off the island because they have to wait for Ares to start this grand war. But then Chris Pine's character comes in and just really wrecks all of that, takes Wonder Woman to World War I, where she believes Ares is the cause of the Great War. And then we get some ass kickery. I'm going to start off with the positives, and there are actually quite a few. And first of all, I have never thought that I would be this happy to see actual colors in a movie. I didn't think colors were this big of a deal. But when you watch the past DCEU movies where everything is either gray or a color mixed with gray, it was so refreshing seeing some cinematography with some actual lively color, especially while you're on their island. Everything just looks crisp and fresh and green and blue and red, and it is eye-popping, and it really looks beautiful even if it may mostly be CG. I don't care if it's CG. It's colors in a DCEU movie. I'll take it. Thank you. When she does go to London, it gets gray again, and it's actually a good shift in color because even she calls it out, because she goes from this island of beauty and then straight to London in World War II, and even she's like, this place looks disgusting. I hate it here. Another positive is there was some actually good humor in this movie. There was good humor in a DCEU movie. First colors, now humor that lands and is good. They actually took criticism. They did it. I'm astonished. What you're essentially getting here is a fish out of water story that really works. Not only for Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, but also for Chris Pine's Stephen Trevor. Because he's stuck with this woman that is talking about, I need to stop Ares so that we can end this war. And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever, just help. I don't care. That's another good thing that they did well in this movie, is the chemistry between Diana and Steven. There is a love story going on there, and that's not a spoiler. You should just know that because it's a superhero movie with a male and female lead. Of course there's going to be a love story, but they did it well. They worked well together. There were some snappy quips back and forth between them. That landed. Now we're going to get into the not so fun part of the movie, and that is the negatives. Firstly, there are so many candid shots of Diana / Wonder Woman during the fighting. The first couple of times I was like, that looks really good, but then you can only see so many times before you're like, okay, I get it. She's hot and she's fighting. Alright, just show me the fighting. Stop moving in slow motion. Stop it. Stop moving. Stop moving in slow motion. That's another thing about it. Even though Patty Jenkins is directing the Wonder Woman movie, there were so many times where I was sitting there and I was like, are we sure Zack Snyder didn't direct this? Because that looks like a shot that I saw in 300. That looks like a shot I saw in Batman vs. Superman. There is so much slow motion happening now. Are we sure Zack Snyder did not direct this? Fight scenes. And even at times, though, the fight scenes do get a bit shaky. When I say that they're using shaky cam, for those of you who don't know what that means when they're all fighting and you're trying to focus on what's going on, but instead, the camera's just going like this. And you can't really focus on what's going on. Because for some reason, this is supposed to add tension to the fight scene and make it seem like you're there. But no, it just gives me a headache. Another problem with the movie is that essentially there are too many evil cooks in the kitchen. Meaning that, oh, here's your bad guy. No, wait, here's your bad... No, here's the bad guy. There are just so many villains in this movie that I stopped caring. And then at the end, of course, it's a comic book movie. They need the big CGI explosion-heavy battle with the actual bad guy. And it just gets too much. The small fight scenes in the battles, in the trenches, in the actual war were more entertaining than this big, overbloated, CGI-heavy battle between she and the villain. Now, bearing all of that in mind, the pros versus the cons, I'm going to give Wonder Woman a B+. Even though there was some camera work issues that I had, and the big bloated ending finale with the bad guy and the multiple bad guys, that's really all only in like the last 20 minutes. Everything up to that point is very good. So that was my take on the movie. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and everything that you do with a YouTube video down there, wherever it is that you do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time for some R&R.